Free flying on a Sunday, my ticket is a one-way. I'm about to play in the sky. I always knew you'd make it one day. Today was such a fun day. And I think I'm the first. I got out, free fly, touch the sky, and fell in love.
Yeah. Welcome back to WazzyCircus Radio, the show where I sit down with the most amazing people that I've met in over a decade of professional skydiving. Today's show is brought to you by L&B. Larson and Broussard, I probably didn't say that right, the best customer service in the industry. I got to tell a quick story. I had a Visa 1. I was doing tandems in San Marcos, and they had a pool by the packing room. So after like a couple tandems on a hot summer day, I jumped in the pool with my Visa on, son. Totally destroyed it. I sent it back to Larson and Broussard, L&B, thinking that I'd get a bill, and they sent me a brand new Visa 2. All right, fast forward 2 years later, doing tandems in San Marcos. Hot ass day, jump in the pool again with my Visa 2, son. I'm out, and dude, I'm a tandem master, man. That's how I'm making money, right? Instructor nowadays, right? So I send it back, waiting for a bill. Brand new Visa 2. Best customer service in the fucking business. I know there's other ditters and altimeters that have maybe more features, maybe. There's nothing like Larson Broussard. Right on. Shout out to our Patreon patriots, Jeff Gowie, Royce Nelson so far. If you guys want to support your local free flyer, you can go to patreon.com/WazzyCircus Radio. We're trying to bring more guests. We're trying to get plane tickets and hotels and try to set up the badasses like I got today. I got a badass today. It's not easy to pull this shit off, son. I'm trying to tell you I need your help, son. Your help is needed. Help me grow this. Share and like it if you like it. If you don't like it, watch something else, son. That's what I'm talking about. Very excited, man. I've got two new passions in my life. One is spearfishing, which I'll talk to you about later, and powered paragliding. Man, listen, yo. You want to run up into the sky? I'm serious, yo. I got one as a gift. It's not the nicest one, and I've got to work on it every day. but it's the most amazing thing I've ever done. My guest today is a young entrepreneur. He owns Texas Paramotor Training.com. It's on Little Kitty Hawk Field, north of San Antonio. Jeff Gowie, friend of the show, is there. Stuart Gant, my best friend's taking classes there. Quality training, man. We're skydivers. We know canopies, right? It's a little bit different. So it's a different beast, man. This field is an ultralight air park. Man, I'm going to let Ryan talk about it. Ryan Glowka, the CEO, president.
I like those titles, man. I take it.
Texas Paramotor Training.com. What up, man?
How's it going, man?
Good, man.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Appreciate you being on the show, man.
Absolutely.
So, you're a young dude running a company. Let's not even talk about how fun it is and how amazing it is and how stressful it is.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, what made you take the leap to open your own business, dude?
So this isn't my first company. When I was 16, I dropped out of high school. Mm-hmm. I realized, I didn't want to be a mechanical engineer like my dad said I should. And, I wanted to start something else. I didn't know quite what, but I was watching this kid named Tucker Gott on YouTube.
Shout out to Tucker, man. Fuck about the haters. Love Tucker Gott.
Yeah, and he was like this 20-year-old kid who was like flying out of this park by his house, and I was like, dude, that's everything I've ever wanted. As a kid, I was
everything I've ever
right?
Right?
Everything, man.
Dude, what?
Yeah. And
so weird.
It's like blew my mind when I saw it. When I was a kid, I was like making little wings and trying to jump off our barn. I grew up in the country, right? And so
that's a common theme on this show. People jumping off shit.
Yeah, man. My parents were talking me down, like, no, don't break your legs today.
We've heard this story over and over.
Yep.
Everybody wanted to fly as a kid. Mm-hmm. That's how it is.
And then I saw this when I was like 14, and it put the seed in my head.
Where did you see it? You saw it live or on a video?
On YouTube.
Okay, YouTube.
Yeah, and so I saw it on a YouTube video. I was like, that's it. I started doing research. As a 14-year-old kid, I was like, fuck, I need like $7,000-$8,000 at least.
So unattainable.
Plus training, and it's like, but I was gonna do it,
Right.
And so I actually started selling sodas and candy bars at school. $1 to make you holla. I had like
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
$1. Hustling.
Yes.
Every day I'm
Every day I
hustling.
had brought a massive backpack full of like 30 sodas and like
Fuck yeah, you
30
did.
different kinds of candies, and I'd sell out every day. I actually, like, my freshman year, I'd gross like $7,000 just in the school time, just off of the kids.
Just hustling.
Yeah.
man.
And so after, a little while of that, I realized, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to get $100,000 in debt to learn how to start a business. I could use that $100,000 to start my own business, right?
Right.
But I didn't know what I wanted to do,
And you're from Austin.
Yeah, from Austin. I'm actually just like east of it in a little town called Red Rock, Texas.
Red Rock, Texas.
Yeah, it's south of Bastrop. It's just off of Highway 20, but like
That
we're
sounds out there.
5 miles out from the highway, like
Yeah.
dirt road, got 75 acres. Grew up in the country, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I was like, I sat there in the fields every day. And I was like, man, I want to go fly,
Go fly.
right? So,
It's like Field of Dreams.
yeah, my motivation was I wanted to get enough money to get a paramotor. That was like what I wanted to get
Since
the
you
business.
were 14.
Yeah,
So you were selling candy bars with this in mind.
yeah,
A burning desire.
yeah,
You
man.
knew what you wanted.
My goal was I wanted to fly before I was 18.
So you didn't give a fuck if people said no or looked at you funny.
Not
I
at
got
all,
a goal,
dude.
baby.
I walked from person to person in lunchtime,
All
dude.
day.
Like, hey,
Hey.
$1 to make you holler, you know?
Yeah, hey, that's hard to do, man. Like, some people don't want to be ridiculed. Rejection is tough to deal with. I mean, this is sales.
Yeah.
This is ground level sales. I used to sell cologne and perfume in parking lots.
Yeah.
When I first got out of
Fast
school.
forward like 3 years, I was actually a door-to-door salesman selling
Yeah.
windows for a couple
Fucking
months.
hustling. Just that mouthpiece, son.
Yeah,
Oh, we're so lucky we found parachutes.
sure,
God
man.
bless America,
For
man.
sure. I wouldn't be able to afford a real airplane.
Dude, I wouldn't be able to afford life if I didn't have a parachute. man.
Exactly.
I'm serious. Holy
Exactly.
shit. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Candy bars. You knew you could be a paramotor pilot.
Yeah, I wanted to get a paramotor. That's what I was getting the business for, right? I just
Right.
needed the money to fly. And
And you started selling windows.
well, that was a little in the future, but
Okay.
at 16 I dropped out of high school. And I got my GED cuz my parents said so. Still haven't used it to this day.
Right.
But the first job I ever got was at a Renaissance festival.
Okay.
At a kitchen selling baklava and Turkish coffee on a cart going around sales again, right?
Fucking sales, baby.
And I was there and
It's crazy how life works.
Right, exactly. And
Right.
so I got the bright idea, like, I could sell some foam swords at this festival,
Holy shit.
Yeah, and so I applied to a bunch of different festivals and started hand making this swords out of foam, and I was like, screw that, and ordered a bunch from China.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you did.
Yeah, and like one summer I went to 12 different festivals at 17 years old and sold a bunch of different foam swords and grossed like $20,000. And it only barely broke even, right?
Hustlers.
I paid off the loans for my dad, who was awesome. He supported
Yeah.
me through the whole thing. Whenever I need a small loan, if he can do it, he'll give it to me.
Yeah,
If
what
I
is
give
it?
him the right spreadsheet, right?
Right. You just show them ROI.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can show them proof. You
Exactly.
have a plan.
Exactly. And it didn't work out most of the times, right?
But at least you fucking had a plan.
Exactly. He
And
took
he
it out of the
respected
college
that.
fund, right? It's
That's
just
beautiful.
learning, right?
Man, that's cool. Shout out to Mr. Glowka.
For sure. He's awesome, for sure. He's done a lot for me.
Man, dude, like that kind of support is fucking huge for a guy.
Definitely.
For a kid, for a person.
Yeah.
To have a parent just like knowing you're gonna fail when he hands you the money.
for sure. It's like,
He's
hey,
like,
dude,
fuck.
like,
dude, go ahead. What are you gonna do?
yeah. The
Foam
first-
swords.
he gave me a $1,500 loan, and it's like,
Foam
he-
swords from China. Dad, I need fucking 1,200 of them, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be rich.
Exactly.
I'm going to all these festivals.
But,
But it
he's-
worked.
Yeah, he taught me. He was like, give me a good spreadsheet, show me what the economics are on it. And if it
Nice.
looks like it works, he treated it like an investor. Of course, he's nicer than other investors. but
Right.
He still taught me a lot, and so
What's he do? What's your dad do? He's a mechanical engineer?
yeah, he's a mechanical engineer. He's done a lot though. He was in the real estate market for a little while,
Okay.
doing renting, but got out before 2008, thankfully.
Thankfully, yeah. Fuck, that was rough, yeah.
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 And so, I've watched him and my mom, and they went through a lot of different things. And my mom is the owner of the Grow Network. It's a self-sustainable company teaching people how to grow their own food and live sustainably off
shit.
the land. Yep.
That's awesome. Your
Yeah.
mom?
Yeah.
That's dope, Glowka.
So
Really? Are they vegan?
No. My mom has gone through every diet in the book, though.
There is, yeah.
And thankfully, we don't let her push it on us.
So does she like is she down with like chickens and shit? Sustainable.
Growing up, man, we'd have a crop of 100, 200 chickens every year.
No shit.
Pop them in the freezer for the whole year, and give them to the farm. We had a lot of, it's
Texas living, baby.
Yeah, man.
Can't be mad at it, baby.
Yeah.
So you have like chickens, goats, sheeps.
Not anymore. I don't do any of that, right? But as a kid, yeah, we had chickens, we had cows at some time. We did have some goats.
You said 72 acres? Is that what you said?
75, yeah.
Holy shit! Is it still there?
Yeah, that's actually where I still live right now.
Why'd you put your school on the 75 acres?
There's too many trees, and
Chops, it's your acres.
It's my dad's acres and his
Call
trees.
That Pops, tell him, what are you paying rental at that? Because you're at a place with 2 other schools simultaneously.
Definitely.
It's the wildest shit you guys have ever seen.
Yeah.
Man, it's like a boogie. It's like a boogie. It's like a fucking boogie going on, but 3 drop zones are hosting a boogie the same day.
Every day.
And there's like an ultralight air show.
Every day.
Dude, it was fucking ridiculous. I was like launching with a ultralight taking off right in front of me and like 5 guys flying around and guys on radios screaming at students. Guys like taking off and crashing and rolling those trikes. That dude spun on the fucking trike. Did you see that shit?
That's those trike guys kind of get a little squirrely sometimes.
Holy, I've never seen line twist on a trike. He was 6 feet off the ground and he had line twist.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the canopy that was twisted, it was the trike.
Yep.
Holy fuck. And dude had to tell him to shut it off. He was still fighting for it.
Yeah, it's those trikes, they're all about finesse, just like anything else in our sport.
Yeah.
And, when they have those wheels, they need to use that power to get the wing inflated, but they need to back off that
of
power
it when they get
to taxi it and to be able to get that wing centered. And if they just full throttle it, they're taking off sideways, and that's what screws them up every time.
Dude, it's just taxi time. Just fucking take the time to do
Exactly.
it.
Just chill out.
Take the time to do it.
Uh-huh.
So, fuck the haters. I love the haters. In fact, I take that back. Thank you, haters. I'm self-taught. Self-taught, kiss my ass. Self-taught, kiss my ass.
Not for long.
5,000 skydives. I don't give a fuck, man.
Not for long.
Dude, all those guys, I outlanded all of them. I came in and landed right next to my gear.
You did.
Those
You did nail your
motherfuckers were
landing.
face sliding in with like the nicest day ever. It was like a 4-mile-an-hour wind. Like, I didn't even flare. I think the parachute just landed itself. It's crazy. So, self-taught doesn't mean that I just fucking gunned this shit and ran off. I read the manual. We took time. We did the drills. We kited for months. Why is there such hatred in the sport, man? This sport is fucking nuts. Self-taught, no. It's if you fly in ozone, you can't stand Dudek.
Oh.
And Dudek fucking hates Vito. And if you have a fresh breeze, you're a piece of shit.
I have no
What's
explanation
the
for
deal?
it. I grew up into it, and I just kind of saw that, and I was like, no.
Whoa.
Like, when I started my school, I made a decision. I was like, I'm not gonna do that, right? I want to sell for everybody, except for the people who make it a big deal. You only sell my stuff, right?
Skydiving's not like that, man.
I'm a dealer for over like 8 different manufacturers, and so
good.
if you want whatever gear, I can tell you the pros and the cons. But man, I can get it for you still,
Yeah.
Like,
You're hooking Jeff Gowie up with a fucking amazing setup right here.
Yeah, man.
It has a clutch and it's fucking nice.
Titanium,
Oh,
man. Oh yeah,
Jeff
all
Gowie.
carbon fiber propeller.
And it wasn't fucking. It wasn't extremely expensive, man. It was perfect, right in line. I mean, you're doing a good job. All the other schools that I've talked to, and I've invited a couple other cats to be on the show, they mark it up. Up.
Yeah, I mean, so when I got into this, I was a broke 17-year-old kid when I first bought my gear, right?
So here we go. You sold the swords. Is that how you got your first gear?
No,
Okay,
that gave me the start for the next business, right?
Okay, what's the next thing?
So I got together with my buddy and we came up with this crazy idea. Let's open some fireworks stands, right? And
Can you just do that? Can you just decide to fucking open a fireworks stand?
Yeah, we got the permit for it. It's pretty cheap. And then
I guess that's it.
we got the permit for it.
There's not like a background check, fingerprints, and fucking.
It's $50, dude.
Oh, and I can just go buy a bunch of fertilizer.
But yeah, we got the permit for it,
That's
bought
nuts.
3 trailers, and found locations by knocking door to door, and
No, you did the work.
yeah, and set it up.
Where do you get that drive from? Where does that come from? That self-made, I'm gonna fucking do it myself.
I think it comes from my parents, man. I mean,
Pops,
they're-
because he was a real estate, he's a hustler, real estate
Yeah,
agent that went
he-
back to school.
yeah, and he went. Well, he didn't go back to school. He started in UT, right? And
Oh,
back,
okay. He got
yeah,
you.
he got his 6 years master's in engineering, mechanical engineering, and he interned at NASA for a while.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
You just got good genes.
And
You're just like
so-
a good loser. You chose the best thing ever. It was like, I'm gonna do that. Man. I'm gonna be really good at flying around.
Yep. Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Who's happier?
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm super happy
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
can tell,
I'm not
man.
in college doing math right now.
You're doing math on these numbers.
Yeah. I got my spreadsheet down, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So you guys fireworks stand, which is, dude, 4th of July. Holy shit, right?
Yeah, so it was pretty good, right? I did that for 3 seasons, right? You can do 4th of July, New Year's, and then 4th of July.
Okay.
Um,
And you're
and-
at 14 now?
I was just about 17.
17.
Yeah, yep, 17, and
How
then
old was
moving
your
into
friend?
18. He was 17 and 18 as well.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, man. His parents were super awesome as well. They
Yeah,
traveled
yeah.
to Renaissance Festival and
Okay, so that's that
yeah,
spirit. That's
yeah.
that
Those were the
gypsy
buddies
spirit.
that I got
Yeah.
into the Renaissance with. We
You can
decided
do
to go
anything
for it.
spirit, man. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and so
Oh, okay. The Renaissance people. Now you guys are feeling fireworks. What's
exactly, it's a seasonal thing. It's a lot like
Mhm.
what we'd been doing.
next? Right.
So we did that, and then I actually sold them my part in the fireworks business. I decided, it's all cardboard from China.
right.
It's a lot of risk. People only buy it on 2 days of the year: New Year's and 4th of July.
Right, right.
That's it.
Right.
If it rains or snows, which it did snow on freaking New Year's Eve one season, I was like,
just- I'm
you're
done.
screwed for the next 6 months, man. Like,
I'm done. Right. Fuck.
so I sold that, and that's actually what I used to buy my first paramotor.
What was your first paramotor? It was a piece of shit, right?
Hunk of junk, man.
That's what you told me. You go,
Two-
my first piece of shit's in there.
Yeah, $2,000 hunk of junk, man.
Well, what is it?
It was a Synergy 5 with
Okay.
a Cisco 120cc engine.
All right, so okay, here we go. We're about to get in this paramotor shit, son. There's a lot of components. The wings are different than the harnesses. The engines are different than the cages. Like
The
you
frames,
can
yeah.
the frames. Like you can it's like Legos and shit.
A lot like it, yeah.
Right? Like so you can mix and match. See, I didn't know that because I thought I had a Simone engine, but I have a Solo.
With a Solo.
A Solo
Like a
engine.
fly engines?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
My fresh breeze, my stress.
I don't know a whole
breeze.
lot about the fresh breezes, man.
The
I-
stress breeze.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I've just heard so many stories about that. It's like,
Hey, but when it starts, baby, I'm out of there.
right?
All right,
Yep.
so you got the
The Synergy. Yep. And it was like the second owner sold it to me.
Uh-huh.
The pull start didn't recoil, so you had to sit there and click it back if it didn't
Oh,
start.
no shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
the kill engine didn't work for the first 6 months till I figured out how to fix it
So what
myself.
the fuck did you do?
Oh man, you just land, turn around, take it off, put your hand over the air box and choke it out.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, dude.
You got to fly.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you have no idea. Okay,
That
so
was it.
so here we go. My carburetor, my floats are bad,
Uh-huh.
and like it's just spewing fuel. So I just put a longer hose
Oh no.
and wrapped it around the muffler so it can't get out.
Oh god.
Flying, baby.
That's
Hey,
the beauty of the sport, though. Is as long as you can get above like 20 feet, you're safe.
Fuck it. I'll kill the kill switch works. That's all I'm worried about is the kill switch.
Yeah.
And I know parachutes. So as long as I get off the ground, really, and I'll never take off in a situation where I have no outs.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
whole point. Is if the engine goes out, you just land
on a
into a field
parachute.
because
It's
we
fucking
always
lit.
have outs.
Always have outs, and I'm always checking and shit. I'm still terrified. I'm 22 flights in, man.
Yeah,
I'm fucking no.
I want to have you come out to the field, and I'll give you little pointers, man.
I heard that if I didn't fucking start from day one with you, you wouldn't talk to me. That's what everybody was saying. Like, oh, Ryan won't even help.
Who said that?
That's not even after help when I was there. I was like, I want to ask 1,000 questions, dog. I've been doing this alone.
Yeah, sure, man.
You know what I mean? Everybody's out there yelling on radios. I was like, I'm not asking these guys nothing. Man, you're the nicest guy there.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
That was a little nutty.
Yeah.
It was one dude, the trike dude. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, tensions can get a little high on the field sometimes.
Dude.
I don't know why. We're all supposed to be having fun.
It's
so funny.
It's the size of the student landing area at Lone Star if you cut it in half.
Yeah.
Where you guys are taking off. You know,
Oh,
that
really?
little crescent right there.
Mm-hmm.
Holy, there's a lot of action. There's
Yeah.
more action on that half acre of land than like most of Texas. Aviation wise.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
busy.
holy shit.
Yeah, it's actually a 4-acre field.
Okay, that's 4
Yeah,
acres.
it's 4-acre field
Well, minus the buildings or with the buildings?
with the building.
With the buildings
yeah.
and the hill and the trees.
yeah.
It's about 2.
It's still a really nice field, though. I love it, man.
No, it's pretty
don't
good.
talk trash about my
I
field.
I know. You got the fucking quarry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
we
shit.
can fly over that on the weekends when they're not there.
Okay, I was only there on the weekend.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
fucking cool. Okay, so you got your piece of shit. What was your first wing?
It was a Dudek Universal.
It was a Dudek.
23 meter, and man, I loved that thing.
Okay.
I'm so sad. It actually just failed
The
inspection.
Universal. I think that's what my buddy Stuart has, right? Is that what
Yep,
Stuart has?
that's what
The
he's
Universal.
got. Yeah, he's got
Dude,
a
that
size
thing
bigger than me.
fucking leaps off the ground, doesn't it?
It's awesome, man.
So my canopy doesn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what a
SEMA,
SEMA what?
something.
Okay.
beginner. Super stable. It was
Yeah.
like, dude, super stable, super safe. I was like, so
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to hear was safe, right?
All
You know, I'm
right.
brand, you know,
Exactly.
self-taught.
Yeah.
I read the reviews and said safe.
Oh
Done.
no.
Done.
What year is it from?
Who knows? My favorite color is used.
We need to get that thing inspected.
Probably.
Yeah.
No. The guy I got it from was a quality dude. He bought it
Okay.
brand new. It's pretty nice. It was 3,200 new, right?
Okay.
And he just got it.
Like
It's pretty
when?
nice. 3 years ago, but he
Okay.
he kited for a couple weeks on it
Mhm.
and gave up.
Oh really?
He didn't like it. It just wasn't for him.
Okay.
You know. Shout out Greg Marquardt. Fucking love you, man. You put me in the sky, baby. I'm sorry you didn't like it. I love it. You know I love it. I told him I love it. I sent him pictures like, thanks, Greg. Yeah, so he was in the kite launch process, and he's like, because I think it was a weather thing and the wind thing and going out all the time. Same thing as learning skydiving. When you sit the drop zone and the winds come in, the clouds come up, right? You know, the winds weren't right or whatever it
Yeah.
was, and he just didn't have time for it. So
Gotcha.
I prospered from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Before that, I had the Power Atlas from
Okay.
Fresh Breeze.
I've heard of those. Yeah.
Super stable. They call them power mattresses. I
Power
hear.
mattresses.
Yeah. It's
I've
pretty-
never flown one personally, so I can't.
It's fun I give it to people to kite.
Yeah.
And look around.
Yeah.
Man, I'll get into a reflex eventually, but I'm just happy to fly, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
understand that.
you had the
Dudek Universal,
Uh-huh.
and then I had the Synergy, and I got it both for $3,000
total.
total for both of those things. Reserve parachute for $700, and then I had a dirt bike helmet that I just rode with.
So you like the reserve? Have you ever gone to reserve?
I've never thrown one, thankfully. No.
Good.
Most pilots don't. I was in an instructor's clinic when I got certified,
Uh-huh.
and there were 12 other instructors there with over 100 years of flying experience.
And
we
nobody had
said-
done a reserve.
Yeah, it was my presentation to, explain reserves as if I was explaining to students
Uh-huh.
part of their, clinic.
Right.
And I asked, who here is throwing the reserve? And only 2 guys raised their hand. One of them was a free flight guy they don't do it with the motor, they do it from the mountain.
Right. Well, I hear all those
Yeah.
guys toss reserves constantly.
Exactly, because they look for the thermals and
Right.
the updrafts. That's how they stay up.
Right.
And so once you get more experience, you're handling like some really strong shit, right?
Right.
God,
God, I've seen some videos.
yeah.
I love those videos.
Can't trust the videos because it's always the conditions and you never
It's always
know.
conditions.
Yeah. And then the second guy was a really big acro guy.
Okay.
So when you start going over the wing, upside down on the wing a lot,
Not
your
doing it.
chances start getting a little
Not
bit
doing
higher,
it.
right?
So I skydive.
Yeah.
And I swoop.
Uh-huh.
So I get my thrills of my velocity. You know what I mean? I'll hook that shit at the ground, come through swooping. Dude, this paramotor shit's something different for me.
Yeah.
I don't need any thrills out of it. That's not why I'm there. It doesn't give me adrenaline. I'm not there for the fucking excitement.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different. right? Because I jump out of planes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, this shit is just like, just putting around. I call it putting around like a golf cart. You know, it's like,
Yeah, it's
the dude just.
it's a lawn chair in the sky.
It
man.
is. You're just chilling.
Not to say that it can't be exciting, though, man.
but I'm not taking
You know,
it
I
there.
swoop
I'm not
too,
doing
dude.
wing overs. Yeah, I know. But yeah, but I'm not doing wing overs. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
do those donuts. Shout out to Tucker Gott, man. All that shit you do is dope, man. I hope you can come on the show. But yeah, so acro. You don't do acro?
I do. I'm in the
do.
beginner stage,
Okay.
right? You know, I'm taking really slow progression with it.
Uh-huh.
Right. I'm waiting for an SIV clinic to come up next to really start going next. And it's
What's
a
an
French,
SIV clinic?
It's a French acronym, so don't even try to
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay.
I don't know what it is either.
Souffle.
But it's where they take you on a boat
Souffle.
with a winch and a 5,000-foot line,
Mm-hmm.
and you take off and on land, and then they tow you up to 5,000 feet, and then you have one of the most experienced instructors. There's like 10 guys who I'd trust to do this, but.
Right.
Like
SIV.
Chris Santa Croce, who I'm waiting for.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully, he's been in the Red Bull Air Force, but he puts
Sweet.
those on every once in a while in Salt
Sweet.
Lake City.
Sweet.
And he's on the radio and he tells you how to collapse your glider.
wings. What do they call big ears?
Oh, I can do big ears already.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I don't know much.
Yeah,
big
yeah.
ears, but
Big
like,
ears is easy, but
you talking about
like,
the asymmetrical A-line collapses?
yeah, I'm talking full stalls, collapses, and then once you learn how to recover from those, you can go into the fun maneuvers, right? Like sats. I can already do barrel
Satellites
rolls.
is like the back spin where you spin backwards, right?
Yeah. So it's like, my first skydive, actually, we did one because we had a malfunction.
Oh, your tandem.
Yeah, the first tandem I ever had, we had a malfunction.
Where were you at?
Spaceland.
Spaceland. Okay. And you had a fucking valve in your first jump?
First jump, man,
Fucking
cut
dope,
away.
son.
Like there was a line over and it tossed us backwards. We were spinning.
Sick.
and-
You're like, yeah, savage. We call those helicopters.
Okay.
Yeah, so in a helicopter, I shouldn't explain this shit. There's a way to make your canopy spin backwards in a spot, dude. You just collapse it and make it fly back. It's
Yeah.
sick. Your fucking feet just flail around. It's bad to the bone, dude. I've taught a couple people how to do it, and
Yeah.
if you don't come out of it smooth, you twist up. And the last
Right.
couple guys have had cutaways, so I stopped teaching people how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to fucking be smooth with that shit. You
Right.
can't fight it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So who's your tandem master, instructor?
Tandem instructor
Yeah, on your first jump.
on my first jump. Let's see, what was his name? Clint. It's Skydive Spaceland.
I don't know. Clint. Shout out to Clint.
Yeah, he said he had like 6,000 jumps, and that was his
They can tell you
18th.
anything.
So, I mean,
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I've got 5,000 jumps. I've had 15 malfunctions.
yeah,
So he's right on track.
yeah,
3 more for 1,000.
yeah. But
it
I
just
mean,
happens.
it was awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
I was a little disappointed he didn't let me have the toggles on the reserve chute, but
No, you're freaking out at that point as an instructor.
Yeah, right. I
You
was all
don't know,
smiles.
but yeah,
I was
you're
like,
whoa, we live.
I was
dude."
along for the
This dude's
ride.
like, fuck this job.
Right.
Fuck this drop zone. Fuck that pack. I swear to God.
Right. I was just having a
I'm gonna go
good
sell
time.
houses.
I would have been freaking out if I had to do anything. I was just holding
yeah.
on,
Man, I got so mad at malfunctions. After a while, you just get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, motherfucker. I used to tell my passengers, look up. They're like, pow. It was great. So what's the most crazy maneuver? Not satellites, not wing overs. What do you think is crazy? What's that backflip thing called?
The infinity tumble.
Dude, did you see the one where the dude went inside the fucking canopy?
That's the danger of it.
Yeah, that's the danger of it, assholes. Yes, that's the danger of it. Hey,
Yup.
you think it wouldn't be possible because what got you there should be able to get you over and around. But that means you just fucked it up or you stalled it going around, right? Because what gets you there should get you over unless you didn't have enough.
Possibly. So I don't know exactly how to do an infinity tumble yet.
Good, and we don't want to know.
I do in 10 years. That's
Okay,
my
there
goal.
you
That's
go.
my flying goal, actually.
So 15 years from now, I'll try it.
All right. But yeah, it's basically where you take a sat or a backfly, I think you call
Like
it.
a helicopter.
Helicopter. So a helicopter is different for us. That's where the wing is actually spinning like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, sat is where you get into a spiral so deep that the wing flips and you're flying backwards.
Oh, that's what the SAT is.
Yeah, that's what the sat is.
Another one. The videos I saw, dude looked like he was just doing a big turn. He didn't look like he was backwards.
So that's what it looks like, right? But if I pull the right brake, right, the wing goes like this, and
Right.
you're going around the wing.
Right.
And then if you pull enough brake, the wing will flip.
Okay.
And that flip is
That's how
it's
you
going
get
faster
backwards.
around you. And you're
That's
actually
the
going backwards.
satellite. Okay.
Yeah.
So a helicopter for us is, I'm gonna fucking do it. You take both rears and you pull them down till it buckles, and when it bucks, you yank one down hard, and it falls backwards and it spins in place backwards.
Exact. Yeah. So that's what a helicopter is for us too.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool,
It's
cool.
it's where it's just spinning in place.
Okay, so the SAT is different.
SAT is different. Yes. And so
Ooh.
I don't
You've
know.
done them?
I haven't done a SAT yet. I'm
Okay.
waiting for it because it can get pretty gnarly if you mess it up.
Yeah.
The exit on it can get a little. You have a lot of energy to dissipate on the exit, right?
And you do that with the paramotor. I guess with the paramotor, that's what I've seen.
Yeah. With a paramotor, hopefully a reserve or two, and an instructor in your ear for the first time.
Because you know it's heavy.
Yeah, you've got a little more swing in those risers now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep. So you kind of gotta manage that. Try not to get some riser twist going.
It's such a different thing than what we got, man.
Yeah.
So, like, the other day I was doing high pulls around these fucking clouds that from 12,000 to 18, and I was getting out of 14 and dumping
Awesome.
and just swooping the shit out of them, and it was all turbulent. And I was like, I have zero fear of my velocity collapsing ever, at all, period, never. I don't give a fuck how hot it is, what time of day it is, how windy it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Dude, every second of that paramotor ride, I'm shitting my pants if this motherfucker's gonna fold. It's different, man. What's the deal? Like,
So that's
it's rare though, right? That they collapse? Or?
Yeah, so a lot of the times it's usually one of two things. It's either conditions, right?
Right.
You're flying in thermals. We have a 2 or 3 hour rule in Texas. It's more in northern.
3 hours?
I can fly up to 3 hours before sunset or 3 hours after sunrise.
Okay, so I've been told 2.
So it's 2 for the beginners. You can push it to 3 once you get a little more experience,
gotcha,
right?
Gotcha.
Some guys fly all day, but not here in Texas.
Not here in Texas.
No,
Fuck no.
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 Yeah, but like
Dude,
you
it
go-
gets bumpy around 10 o'clock. I'm done. Like
Yeah.
9:30, I'm on the ground trying to pack up.
Yeah, and it changes with the time and the year and
Weather shit.
everything.
Right.
But there's also instances where thermals aren't created, like at the beach when the wind's coming off the water. Thermals can't be created on the water, so you can fly all day at the beach.
That's what I've heard.
Yep, as well as snow, because it's white.
I asked that on paramotor, and I got these crazy answers. Like,
That's what I've heard. I'm gonna test it out for myself, but that's what my instructor says, and that's
Yeah.
what Chris Santa Croce said.
Man, I got these.
So-
Some of them are like very detailed, scientific, meteorological study. Fucking, they're like, listen, this is you can't. You can't fucking do it because this is why.
It's
It's fucking crazy. So did you see the video with the dude that got a microburst? I guess,
I
dude,
don't
he's
think
flying
so.
along just fine, and the fucking thing collapses, and he's upside down, and he broke his back. And he says there was a microburst that came down on him. He's like in Vermont. I'm probably wrong on that, but
I don't think I've heard of that instance.
I watched that video. It sucked, man.
Oh,
It's the only one that unexplainable. All the other crashes I've seen have been like, you're a jackass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that one was unexplainable.
Weather can come out of nowhere sometimes, you know? It's like sometimes there's just nothing you could have done.
Dude, it's
you
so
know?
sensitive. Like skydiving, like as a student, it sucks because you're on the ground because the fucking winds are above 14.
Yeah.
What's your limit? 15
So my personal limit is right around 14, 15 if the gust factor
for skydiving?
No, for
paramotoring.
paramotoring. I've already jumped in 1920 skydiving.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have more of an option. We have more of a range in skydiving.
Definitely. And that's why I want to that's why I
Right.
love skydiving cuz I
All day. Oh, you're good.
paramotor at
In
the
the
field in the
morning,
morning, go to
the
the
skydive,
skydive
dude.
San Marcos is right next
We
to
call
the
it
field.
Friday Fly Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go to Lone Star in the morning, paramotor around the water tower and shit, land, do a couple jumps, then we go have lunch and go home.
Good
Fucking
stuff,
dope,
man.
Friday Fly
We got to
Days.
do some cross countries from
We do.
Kitty Hawk. Go do some jumps.
Far as fuck, dude.
Dude, 50-mile cross country is not that bad.
Really? I fly a fresh breeze. Dude, I'm in a 6 mile an hour wind going into the wind like, dude, I'm not getting anywhere today.
Well, the fresh breeze doesn't account for that. The motor just takes us up, man.
Oh,
It's
right,
all
right,
your glider, right?
Right. Wi-Fi is student ass glider.
Yeah. Okay.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
I do too, but we let the trims out and
Yeah.
just chill, man.
Yeah, let the trims out all day, but I don't go anywhere.
It might be your size too, man.
Right.
I like to look. Most
Let's go.
gliders have a little fact sheet where it says when it's manufactured and what its size is. We could look it up, man.
Let's do it.
If you're really flying slow, then it could be that you're flying an oversized glider.
It's not that slow. It's
Yeah.
not that slow. It's just
Okay.
I'm not like the videos I see. People are foot dragging as they take off and shit. You know what I mean? My shit goes straight up.
Yeah. Well, it's also, power management on that, right? I love my
know.
takeoff foot drags.
I can't do it. I try. Dude, I'm like,
Might be that fresh breeze.
Oh, the fresh breeze, the stress breeze. So, another thing, we can skydive in all temperatures.
In all temperatures, yeah.
But in Arizona, it's true, man. Like, dude, you'll catch a dust devil and die.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon Chenard. Had a buddy break his back on a fucking katana. He was coming in on landing, regular ass landing. Dust devil came through, skydive Dallas, which is in White Texas, north of Dallas. Picked him up, slammed him down. Oh, so, like, you think you're a weather fiend as a skydiver? You have no idea what it is to fly these fucking paramotors. And I've got 2 torn shoulders, right? So my front launches are really tough for me. So I need a reverse launch. Reverse launches take minimum 4 mile an hour wind for me, right? To get stable, turn around. Because I'm still doing the toggle switch. Ryan's going to tighten me up on that here in a minute.
Yeah, man.
But so I teach a ground launching course, man, for skydivers. We go out to Monterey Bay, California, and we run down these dunes. And you teach you how to land. Flare, like, dude, you can crash in the sand. It doesn't hurt.
Really?
So we can get like 20, 30 landings a night.
So you actually run off the dunes with a skydiving
Run off the dunes, shred the dunes all the way down, land safely, turn around, use the rear risers to kite back up, learn your parachute intimately. Intimate relationship with your parachute. Your parachute needs to be an extension of you, is what I teach.
That's interesting.
It's like butterfly wings. It's an extension off your. You can feel it if you fucking.
That's actually what they do in free flight training.
Okay.
And that's actually what the first paraglider did, like way back in I believe it was the 70s.
Uh-huh.
There was a bunch of hang gliders on a field, and this crazy skydiver came by with this skydiving chute that he cut holes in the back of to get more forward speed out of.
Fuck yeah, he did. Ghetto bird #1.
Just ran off the mountain. Like all the guys, hang gliders are setting their stuff up, and he just came out with the bag, set up, ran down the mountain.
And there it is.
And that
birth.
sparked the idea.
Do we know his name? We didn't even know his name.
I know.
Shout out to you, dude, the pioneer. It takes a fucking guy to do it.
Right.
You know how base jumping was born? Reserve parachutes off an antenna called Cadillac. I might be wrong. I might be wrong because there's some French base jumpers that may have did it before it. But I know these guys up in Lodi, California, crawled up this antenna and jumped off with reserves and were just popped with the fucking. Yeah, dude. You gotta try it. Like, somebody's gotta fucking try it.
That's crazy. Man.
That's how they fucking was born, dog. Oh, it's nuts,
I
man.
want to get into that someday.
Base is nuts. I've got 35.
Huh?
I've got 35 base jumps.
Yeah.
35 magical jumps. Everyone was badass.
Awesome.
I haven't done it since. I look at my mojo. I look at my gargoyle in the closet every day as I'm getting dressed for work, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, you're going to get hurt, you're going to get arrested, or you're going to tear your gear up. One of the 3 is going to happen eventually. All
Really?
3 of them normally happen at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, it's tough.
Oof.
It's tough. So, like, this paramotoring shit, like, let's say you get the fucking right morning. The winds are perfect. You're not, the wind's not aiming toward the trees or a fucking house or a fence or the power lines. It's perfect takeoff down the field.
Mm-hmm.
My fucking engine won't run right.
That's the cost, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the cost.
So you got to show up knowing 50-50 chance you're going to fly today.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
I did it for the first year of my flying career, and
So I'm in that year right now,
Yeah,
dog.
man.
I still show up.
yeah,
I set up. I
I
pull
showed
everything
up
off.
every day, dude.
Woo.
I was tinkering with that motor so much, but that's the cost of getting cheap used gear. Is like you don't think
That's the cost of the ghetto. son.
Yeah, it's like you don't think about it, but how much value do you put on coming out to the field
Yeah.
and waiting for that perfect day when you've been waiting for a week
Oh,
sometimes,
a week and a half is terror.
and then you get there and the motor doesn't start. Right. I've had my pull start like rope break before. I'm just like, oh, this
Dude,
is so close.
I was at Lone Star. Like, got it together. Fucking forward launch. Fuck yeah, I'm going throttle cable breaks. Oh, you motherfucker. Dude, come on. And it broke inside the cable thing, so there's no way to check for the pre-flight.
Oh, no.
I've lost a tensioner screw. I've lost, dude, the thing for the carburetor came off. God, it's just old gear. It's just old. You're learning, dude. And see, here's the deal. When I'm pre-flighting, I check every bolt and screw. I just know what the fuck I'm checking. You know what I mean? So I'm just WD-40ing the shit out of it. It's shiny, and everything I can see is tight, I think.
Yeah.
Until I take off, and you're clink. I'm like, oh, fuck, what was that? You got to turn around, land, like, oh.
Definitely, man.
What the fuck? It's so tough. It's so much
once you get
fun,
the right gear though, dude, like
gear.
it was magical for me, dude. Like I really did like.
So what was the gear? What was the fucking moment? What did you get?
Dude, I just got something new.
Like, it doesn't matter what it was.
Yeah, dude.
It was just modern.
Dude, like almost all of the new gear it's come leaps and bounds in the past 5 years. Like
in the past 5 years.
Yeah, you know, like my motor after that was a Blackhawk 125, and you know, even then that's like the cheapest of the motors, really.
Okay.
But it was a relatively new one. You know, I still got used from the guy who taught me, but it was like 20 hours used. So it ran like a dream. You know, I put like a good 200 hours on that thing.
Where's it at? You still got it?
Yeah, I actually put a new motor on the frame, so it's got a fresh, brand new 5-hour motor on it right now.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
How many motors are you
on? 2 right now.
2.
Yep.
And what do you do for students?
What do you mean for students?
How many student engines do you have? Oh, so you have one engine for your students.
Yeah, I have two student engines, right?
Okay.
And so I actually just invested in all brand new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What brand do you choose?
Personally,
no bias,
right?
Just personally,
no bias.
You're still gonna get hate.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna get hate. Yeah, but I like for motors. I like Pro Pulse.
What the fuck is your problem, dude? Flat top.
But
I'm just kidding, flat top guys. I'm just fucking kidding. Please don't do it. I'm just kidding.
I really like Viterazzi engines. I think
they don't crack and break like everybody says.
I haven't had a muffler crack yet.
So what is making them crack? Because I've seen them. I mean, it's real. The guys aren't fucking full of shit.
I believe
they got cracked ass.
I believe that it could be a problem with the factory, or it could be a problem with, you know,
overpowering it all the time,
not warming it up properly. That's what everyone says.
Not warming it up properly.
I make sure I warm it up properly. 3 minutes.
Was that okay?
3 minutes, or you know, if I like already started it, I got a temperature gauge and I look for above 240, 250 before I'd go.
On your wrist,
power.
It's on your wrist.
Not on the wrist. It's actually right on the swing arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have it. I don't have any of that shit.
Yeah. It's actually just like a regular temperature thing. You can buy them on Amazon. I'll help you install it, man.
What do you plug it to? The spark plug?
Yeah. Just under the spark plug right there.
Right. Because I saw a guy do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, man. You got the hour gauge too. You can wrap around your spark plug boot.
How would I know how many hours are on my engine?
You wouldn't, because
ghetto bird baby. Oh, give a fuck. I be flying my ass off, son. 90 hooking it in, swooping in. Fuck them motherfuckers, dog. And the old caddy, son. I am Sanford's son. Man, when I pull out there, I know what my shit looks like.
We got other guys flying fresh breeze at our field. You know, they're just working on it too.
It's just not as old as my shit. My shit's old.
Dude, I don't judge, man. I flew on the exact same thing. You know?
Everybody judged me when I was out there. Everybody had some shit to say when I first got there.
Really?
They're like, "Oh, you're self-trained. He's self-trained.
Well,
I heard a little giggling and shit.
Yeah,
like,
well,
fuck. Until I landed, they're like, "Oh, fuck. Oh."
That's because we've had some self-trained guys at the field who've come and mowed the lawn with their propellers a good couple times.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not that dude.
That's the usual though. You know,
right.
when you say you're self-trained, you also don't say, "Hey, by the way, I have like over 1,000 landings on a parachute." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And so like most self-trained guys,
I understand.
Most self-trained guys, they're like coming out of nowhere. They try to do this. They fuck themselves
and I gotta realize
up.
that. I gotta realize that because man, my biggest thing for my friends, because dude, this is a skydiving podcast, and I want you guys to do this shit because we're parachutists, man. This is what we do, right? We're not those guys. We've landed these things in high winds, low winds, downwind, crosswind. We know parachute. So I can't imagine showing up at a place zero landings, zero toggle experience at all, and learning how to fly. Learning how to kite would be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Yep. And even as skydivers, like, right now my class is like 3 out of 4 students are skydivers.
Yeah. And it's catching on. You're the skydive fucking paramotor guy now.
Yeah, I'm trying
Texas.
to infiltrate the community, man.
No, you're in.
Yeah.
You're fucking, especially after this show.
Good
flight
stuff,
nights,
man.
you got to come up to flight nights, man. I'm going to get
man.
you in. I know a bunch of guys that are interested.
Hell yeah.
But everybody that sees me is like, oh, what the fuck is that on the back of your truck? I'm like, yes, you know
That's
what
right.
the fuck that is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're in. Everybody's
Awesome.
talking about you, bro.
Good stuff, man.
So it's gonna be 3 out of. It's gonna be more.
Hell yeah.
So, but are they not? Do they not have an advantage?
No, so they do. Like, so skydivers, they have advantages and disadvantages,
Okay.
right? Because you guys have good habits and bad.
Of course.
Yeah. So the thing I find the most that's on the bad side is you guys love to yank those toggles, man.
Beginners do. Beginners do.
Yeah.
You can't yank the shit on my parachute.
Right, exactly. And the more advanced parachute you fly, the more it transfers into our sport because the landing, you have more forward speed, right?
Oh, I love it.
Right?
Dude, it's effortless swoops.
Yeah, man.
You put a little 90 on it, dude. So at first, I would get on my harness all early and be like, flying with my legs on the and you just glide forever like this sucks. Look like an idiot. Now, dude, I lean back, I put my feet forward, and I just sit and I just fucking coast, bro.
Yep.
God,
it's
it's
the
so
good
good.
stuff.
It's so good. Dude.
Yep. I
It's
haven't foot dragged
so
on a
good.
skydiving rig yet, but I love my foot drags, man.
Dude. Oh, wait, just wait. You start playing out in your rear risers on your skydiving rig. You can put your feet down in Superman, fucking pop back up.
Yeah, man.
Shit, man.
Yep.
So we're brand new in skydiving.
Yeah.
So you had how many years? 3 years of paramotoring before you started skydiving.
Yeah, so I was really lucky. I wouldn't have been able to afford it if this didn't happen, but I took 2 tandems over there at Spaceland, and I talked to the manager, Thomas, and we traded training for training.
Training for training.
Yeah. So
That's
he's going
dope.
through my course right now, and I'm going through his. And
Yeah.
I've got 3 solo jumps so far.
How was your first landing?
It was actually, I was really short. I was really short.
Really? Oh, of course you were.
Yo, I was on the other side of the fence, man.
Because
that
dude,
glide
we're always
ratio.
long.
Yeah.
Dude, every time I turn in, I'm like, oh, this one's blown. Like,
Yeah.
you got to start a mile away on the paramotor.
Yeah.
Skydiving, you're coming almost straight down.
Exactly.
It's
I was
fucking different.
It's way
It's
different.
so different.
I mean, I landed on the feet. The flare was great,
I'm
right?
sure. Oh, was it good? Of course it was.
Yeah.
You know
it
how
was
it feels.
It was exactly the same. I just had to start a little bit
Figuring
earlier.
that
than I'm used
landing
to.
out is crazy.
Yeah, I was expecting, I'm gonna be spot on, and like I turn, and then I'm just going straight down into the wind, man. Like there's no forward.
No forward.
I was on like a 250 with
Yeah,
some
of
stronger
course,
winds,
of
and
course.
so there was like no
Trying to
ground
keep you
speed.
safe, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've had to do, and this is probably wrong, right? Because I'm self-trained, baby. But I had to figure this shit out. I take a long approach, and I come in at about 10 feet, and I hover, and when I get to my landing area, I kill the engine then and just glide it.
So I saw that you did that, and I'm glad you reminded me.
Okay.
I want you to try to do it a little higher next time.
What, kill the engine?
No, well, like don't come in at 10 feet, come in at 30 or 40, because if you give your glider more time hands up, then it usually gives you more energy for the landing and coming in
I
for your
had
flare.
plenty of energy on the landing.
Yeah, I don't know, 10 feet, man. If I kill that engine, it gives me a good swoop, and you got to be a little quicker on your flare, and at least in my experience.
Dude, I swooped it up and stood next to my bench.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was a nice landing for
Oh,
your
that was
shit.
it,
You
son.
even flapped it a little bit.
So what's up?
Yep.
Hey, it's a big ass wing. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna argue with you because you're the man and you're the coach. But if I turn it off at 30 feet, man, here's the deal: I overshoot everything,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm not gonna hit it, I'm gonna go around,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So that's why I wait till the last second.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
I have no experience. I am not arguing with the best, dude. You're right. I should probably come in a little bit higher. It's just being without the engine is a little bit weird. Like shutting it off and be like, all right, this is what I got.
Yeah, that's something that we want to get into though, because we're gonna have motor outs, especially with the fresh breeze, right? We're gonna we're gonna be landing in some random fields,
Yep. I got that shit though.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying is like
Yeah,
you're already
I hear you.
unpowered.
I hear you.
You've got it,
So
man.
what do you say? Go up like 200 feet, kill it, and just figure it out? over a big field and see if I can
Over
spot
Kitty
land?
Hawk, dude. If you're in that pattern,
Kitty Hawk's 2 hours away, player.
yeah, it's an hour and a half for me. I drive it every day, dude.
Really? Do you?
Every
Yeah, I
day.
bet you do.
Yeah, I'm
I
looking
gotta-
to move out closer to there pretty soon.
Okay, I got a couple fields by my house. But yeah, over the field, circle 200, 300 feet, kill it, and just
Yeah, just
figure
practice.
it out.
Put your wing bag out in the middle of the field
Mhm.
and try to land as close to it as you can with your glider.
Have you seen my Gantt stand? The
Your-
stand I have?
Yeah, your little metal
So
stand.
Stuart Gantt is your student. He
Mhm.
makes those.
No, you're
Yeah, it's
really
fucking dope. I call it a Gantt stand. Yeah,
Oh.
it's dope, man. You just because
Awesome.
I don't want to get on my knees, you know what I mean, and stand up. So
Yeah.
I just hook it up and then I kick it over. I got it down, son.
I seen your little wagon you
Yeah,
brought out to
fuck
the
yeah,
field.
I got a wagon.
Good stuff, man.
Hey, I'm normally alone. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I've got of the 22 flights, 17, 18 are solo
Yeah.
now. You know, I did the first
stuff.
5 or 6 with my friends, and then they can't show up. They don't show up. He got to
Right.
work. He's gonna. I'm fucking going.
You gotta come out to Kitty Hawk, man.
I know it's so far, but I'm coming.
Dude, I wanna
we
dial you
loved
in,
it.
man.
We loved it, man. The
Yeah.
kids fucking loved it.
That's
It was the
awesome,
greatest.
dude.
Dude, Kitty Hawk, you guys, there's ultralights and fucking PPGs and trikes spinning up and crashing into the ground.
Not always,
It's
but
fucking
yeah.
awesome. It's awesome.
It is a good time
And
out
you have
there.
like 5 old guys come up to you and tell you what you're doing wrong. I'm like, I fucking know, dude.
Yeah. Well, if you just tell them you're trained, then they wouldn't have done that. They were just looking out for you,
And
man.
dude, like, where'd you learn? Because you didn't learn that shit here.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, fuck you. Hey, after I told that dude to fuck off, I took off and my fucking risers were twisted. I had to come back down and land and
Yeah.
fix it. I didn't tell nobody to fuck off, but you know. Dude, hey, all bullshit aside, that's a magical time at the Kitty Hawk.
It is an amazing place, and you know, there's 2 other schools there, right?
Mhm.
Along with myself, and you know, it can get kind of hectic because there's a lot of us there. You know, like you know,
Well, everybody has 2 to 3 students, 3 schools. There's 9 people flying, 10 people flying regularly.
Yeah,
Then
and
the ultralight pilots are on top of that.
And then there's another good community of pilots that just come out there and fly with us, keep their gear in the hangar.
Like me.
Exactly.
come
So
out,
there's
say what
another
up.
5 or 10 that just come out to fly for fun.
You guys, it is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a boogie, man.
Like
You
every
show
day,
up,
man.
it's crazy
It's a mini
fun.
fly-in every day, which
It's-
is our boogies.
Dude, it is a mini flying.
Yeah.
Dude, we need a food truck in that motherfucker.
That would be pretty
Dude,
good,
think
actually.
about that. Think if we sold like pancakes and beer or something.
Yeah, that would.
Because fly-ins are
oh,
always
yeah.
pancake fly-ins. That's just the
true.
way it is for aviation. So you have a fly-in fucking thing.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
What's this? All right, here we go. Is this you? No?
No.
Oh, what is it? It's just a paramotor. All right, paramotor fucking flight. It looks like a 4 launch. That little pause. God, it's so much fun, you guys. Listen, I call it at will flight. You go to the gas station. The thing only holds
cutting pretty low.
3 gallons, right? So it's $9, $6, $8 to fill it up, man, and you get 3 hours of flight. Look, you pop that fucking wing up, you run. Skydivers, this is a dream come true. It's like a wind tunnel. You got your own fucking flying machine. You have a flying machine. I have my own personal aircraft. You guys.
The best part is, you know, you look at that price tag and it's going to be probably around what a new rig would be.
Or more, but
yeah, a little bit more. But once you have it, there's no
it's fuel.
There's maintenance and fuel, which comes out to about $5 an hour.
Dude, it's
right?
fucking nothing.
You don't need to pay a drop zone to get up there every day.
Nope, you don't need anything, you guys.
You wake up in the morning, drink your coffee, and you lay your wing out on the field, and you take off. And you know you don't gotta ask anybody. You don't gotta
You don't
wait
have to
for.
ask for anything. FAR 103 treats it like a ATV or a motorcycle.
Yeah, there's no license required.
No license required. And what's beautiful for me right now is Stuart Gantt, my best friend, Stewie Jeezy. He gets off at 5:30 in the morning, right? And the kids get up, and the wife goes to school at 7. So at 7:30, we meet. He's drinking beer because he's off, about to go to bed. I'm drinking coffee because I'm about to go to work, go to the gym, then go to work. And we kite and fly PPGs together. He broke his frame, so he's going to you for training.
Yeah.
But I'm still up and still out. Look at that, you guys. Listen, you guys. Look. It's not a fairy tale, man. It's not a fairy tale. It's within reach. 10 grand, you guys. You can save it up in a year or two if you really focus. If you know how to land a parachute, look, the engine goes out, you land a parachute. Everybody's like, what if the engine goes out? You're under a fucking parachute. What do you want to be under if the engine goes out? And then the PPCs, or the powered parachutes, they're squares. They're like tandems, man. With those trikes, some of them. Like, what would you want to be under other than a fucking PD parachute, man? You guys, this is magic.
Yeah.
It's almost, I want to keep it a secret, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all about introducing new people to the sport. And it looks like those clouds look a little interesting for those conditions there.
Oh, that one right there, those clouds?
Yeah, they look pretty thermic. I don't know, just based on the title of the video, I have a feeling something's going to go wrong.
I think the wife is trying to signal there's a crash coming. Dude. Hey, but he's killing it right now.
You know.
Hey, so what I've heard from my boy Tom Johnston, he took the course in Utah. Shout out to Tom Johnston, most amazing man on earth, one of them. He said, "Oh, that wasn't that bad.
No,
That was the crash. That ain't shit. You should have
Just a
saw
butt
me
landing.
fucking a couple weeks ago."
That's the thing, is that you just land in the frame most of the time.
Yeah,
You bend
yeah.
up the frame, maybe scrape your leg a little bit.
I didn't
but
do that.
You're usually flying under 20, 25 miles an hour. If you're landing into the wind, then
Yeah, you're nothing.
you're fine.
So, Tom said 90% of his course was weather training, right? He said, like, when they were looking out, he said, his instructor said, if it looks like the bottom of a riverbed and it's smooth, the wind's going to be smooth.
Mm-hmm.
If it's rough, the terrain, like trees, buildings, hills,
Yeah.
that's how the wind's going to mimic the terrain. Like, of course, that's common sense, but you don't think about that shit.
A lot like it. We call it mechanical turbulence.
Okay.
And so, you could probably experience it in skydiving as well. It's just that y'all's canopies go through a lot easier than
Yeah,
us.
we're cutting through the shit coming down.
Right.
Yeah.
And so ours, if there's a tree here, right, and there's like wind flowing over it, imagine it's water, right? On the backside, you're gonna have whitewash,
of course,
right? It's
of
gonna
course.
make a
burble.
rapid, right?
A burble is what we call it. Yeah.
A burble. And so when it's pushing past that, if you fly back here, you're gonna get some
Gets the burble,
turbulence, right? And so the bigger the object, the more rotor it throws off. The higher the winds, the more rotor, and the longer the rotor goes.
I think we say 5 times the height, 10 times the length.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I just say, be safe with it.
Be safe with it. Hey, dude.
Because there's no specific rule, because it changes based on the wind.
If you get a smoke bomb and put it on the side of a building on a day, you can show your students how it fucking rolls.
It really does.
Do bubbles. If you have a bubble machine, perfect for turbulence.
Dude,
training.
I just take him behind the hangar and tell him to kite for a second.
And it's like, oh, fuck you. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
And it's so much more sensitive.
Yeah, it's really sensitive, and so, if you take that to a bigger scale, to like a mountain, right?
Right.
Then if you get behind a mountain and there's some nice winds, that's, that in the paragliding world where they're only in the mountains, that's like the equivalent of a death sentence almost, 'cause
Oh, get on the other side?
yeah, we don't want to get on the backside of mountains ever, right?
Never. And ground launching, I tell people, if you're getting drug over the top, you need to chop that motherfucker right now.
Yeah,
Because you don't want to be on the other side.
exactly.
Because the wind goes up and crashes down, right? And it just folds everything up. You're going down.
Right. And that's why we look for the calmest conditions, right? Right when the sun gets up, right before it's going down, right when it's the smoothest butter air.
It's so hard being so passionate about something that's so delicate. I'm looking a week out like, fuck, I can't fly till Tuesday.
It's looking good Saturday evening, dude.
Saturday evening, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking Wednesday, and that's how sensitive it is.
Yeah.
I ain't go skydiving tomorrow.
Really? I don't know, man. It said 30-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow.
I wouldn't, but I've done tandems. It was a 42-mile-an-hour gust.
You're crazy.
I was going
dude.
backwards
Yeah.
in Oklahoma. A storm front hit. We didn't know,
Okay, gotcha.
but it was gusting at 28 when I took off. It was bad.
Yeah.
It's called diving for dollars, man. If I didn't jump, I didn't eat. I needed gas money, son.
That's scary, dude.
Yeah. Unless you're in the midst of it, right?
Right.
You're up, down, up, down, up, down. Fuck it. Another one go. I mean, it's windy. I'm going backwards. Catch me. It's not really like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, I got 3 more. I get to drink a beer. It's not really like.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in the groove.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what's thrown at you. These guys are badasses, man. Skydiving
Yeah.
instructors are awesome.
Yeah.
PBG instructors are awesome. Right? You guys, man, have the patience of fucking concretes, man. Because, look, these are guys with zero skydiving, zero parachute experience. And you gotta, I take jumpers with like 200 skydives at Cali and dude, I do the clinic 2 weeks before we leave in like Zilker of how to pull your fronts, pull your rears lightly on the toggles. Everybody's fucking yanking shit.
Yeah.
Putting their foot on top and headlocking the parachute. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Just stop.
I tell them ballerina fingers, you know.
Oh, that's good. That's
light
good.
touch.
Light
right?
touch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone tries to manhandle that wing.
Dude, they fucking choke hold the parachute.
And with skydivers, you can manhandle that parachute. They say
All day.
They taught me full flare as soon as you
Yeah,
deploy, right?
Yeah.
If we try to full flare while we're flying,
Oh, fuck.
that
that's
glider's
crazy.
collapsing down behind
yeah,
us.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
called
yeah.
a full stall. You just go all the way down. We
Yeah.
never go all the way down unless we're landing, right?
I never go, even on landing, I never get past my shoulders.
Well, on landing you should. Yeah.
I don't, though.
Really?
Nah, dude, I'm fucking I normally finish my flare in skydiving. When the paramotor, dude, it's just got so much glide.
Yeah, man. You should
It's
try
different.
finishing out that flare.
There's
dude.
no reason to. I go up.
Well, you do it real slow,
I'm
right?
good, son.
Drag it out,
Dog,
man. I'm gonna have
where's
to
the
dial
video?
you in, man.
Dog, I swooped
I'm
the
gonna-
shit out this motherfucker. Dog, you kidding me, dog? I tiptoed that motherfucker, dog.
Yeah.
I got people applauding my landings at fucking public parks, baby. I'm coming over to swing sets, hot dog.
Oh man.
He said, "Oh man, yeah, I'm new, man. I'm new. I'm self-taught." That's funny. Yeah, I finished my fucking flare, bro. But
Yeah. Messing with me. You almost had me.
I know, dude.
believed
I'm
you.
not gonna fucking crash in.
Yeah.
So my one crash, I do have a crash.
Oh.
Stewie G, my buddy, who's coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
He's
November. I'm excited,
He's
man.
super timid with his shit, but he can, dude. His front launches are butter.
Sweet.
Butter.
That's good to know.
He can do them with his eyes closed. I can't, right? I'm like, but he has that Dudic universal.
Yeah.
And dude, he just pops and it goes wham. We did it for months and months. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the engine on, freaks out.
It's those vibrations.
Oh,
and the
it's too much. It's
noise,
it's overload, sensory overload.
Mhm.
So one day, I take off. I'm flying around. He's tinkering with his shit, right? And I'm flying over like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I come back like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, dude? So this one time I come in all low, right? I'm like, come on, man. It's fucking cool, man. What you doing? I'm looking at him, right? Dude, I fly right to the ground. I wasn't looking forward. I was looking at him.
It's always when you're doing that to your buddy.
I was
It's
talking
always,
shit like a motherfucker.
my only crash to this day, like bad crash kind of is
Right,
like
right.
it was same stuff. So we were at this like little field here in Austin that we can't fly out of anymore because we got kicked out of there. But
It happens.
I was with my French buddy Vincent. I think you might have met him.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was setting up. He was still a beginner. And he was taking his time, setting up his glider. And I had gotten up, 2 or 3 times already.
Right,
and
right.
I was getting real cocky with my foot dragging at the time, I learned to foot drag like 3 months before, and I was like really getting a hang of it.
Right. I feel you, man.
And so the world record supposedly is 16 circle foot drags in a row, right?
Oh, wow.
And so, I was getting it pretty down. I was going around the park and doing it.
Like the whole time, Dragon?
Yeah. And so,
No shit.
yeah, and so I was kind of being done with it, kind of like getting in a little over my head, but circle foot dragging, I was going around him like, what's going on, dude? Like, get
Like,
up to the
come
air,
on, motherfucker, yeah.
And so I'm just circle foot dragging around him, and then I'm looking at him, and I wasn't paying attention. I got a little too deip in it, so you can kind of foot drag, and then I kind of knee drag, and then I'm like trying to get a little more, and I just got too low, and just like it turned from a knee drag into a belly drag into a face drag. It's like,
Yeah.
and it was still kind of wet. It was in the morning, so I was like covered in mud, dude, just like coated.
So I wasn't even going that fast, right?
No, I was going into the wind.
I just slid in. Like, it was like, he's like, you all right? I'm like, fuck you.
Exactly. It's always when you're showing off.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Do we have a Friday freak out? All right. So do you know what Friday Freakout is?
I think you kind of explained it.
Okay. Shout out to jointheteam.com, Andrew Reves. They compile badass skydiving videos. You guys check them out, jointheteam.com. We do a Friday Freakout every week. This is Skydive Malfunction, so check it out. I don't know what this is. This is a surprise. Somebody's in free fall. They're under canopy right now. That's low. That's pretty low. So they're under canopy already. Oh, they're wingsuiting. They're like oh, fuck you. Okay, because they're low as fuck. I wonder if they have a base rig. So they got line twists, low. So he's unzipping his wings so he can chop. He's trying to kick out of this shit. He's low as fuck. He's got to be at 600, 800 feet right now. He's kicking. No, it's probably 12. He's trying to kick out a line twist. Wingsuit, trying to kick out a line twist. It's tough. Shit. He's checking out his LMB Viso 2, and he got out. That's the Friday Freakout? Oh, come on, Andrew. Hey, here it is, man. The sport's getting safer. There's less fucking incidents. So, I mean, that's just, God bless it. There's just less bad shit happening. So, God bless it. That's awesome that this is the Friday Freakout this week. So, wingsuiter, he's pretty fucking low. He dumps. He has line twists. But, look, he's calm enough to unzip his wings. And, so I saw a video from the Satori factory with Scotty Plamer and this other guy doing helicopter jumps over Arizona with wingsuits with no wings on their arms, and they're free flying them. It looked fucking sick. I wish you could, man, maybe we could pull up Satori Factory on YouTube. Probably not. The internet sucks here. So this Friday Freakout's not so bad. Have you had line twist yet? Okay, you will.
No.
It's coming. It's not a big deal. My first jump had line twist, and I got over it. And then after going to drag strips and watching funny cars, when they deploy their parachutes, they always come out twisted and untwist. It's just what parachutes do. Yeah. They come out twisted and they untwist. You'll get a line twist. It's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
What I would say is keep your risers level, right? Because if they're twisted, like if they're offset and you twist, you're diving. Yeah. Right? So if you reach up and shit's starting to twist up, hold them level and it'll at least fly level.
Right.
And you can kick out instead of being in a dive. A lot of people get in dives and that's where they chop.
Definitely.
So first jump, right foot, left foot, check in, check out, up, down, arch.
Yeah.
It went all right. Altitude, check. How did you feel when you left the plane?
It freaked me out for the first half second,
Yeah.
That first half second where I get the stomach drop, that's where it's kind of scary to me. And then after that, man, once I feel the wind, that was when it's so fun. Yeah.
You're at home,
yeah,
right? That's
sure.
dope, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
You stood up your first landing?
Yeah.
So you had how many parachute landings before that?
I haven't even counted.
It's the opposite, man. See, I'm the guy that went into paramotor, and you're the guy that's coming into skydiving.
Exactly.
It's fucking dope, man.
Exactly.
So second jump, level 2 AFF. Yeah. 2 jump masters or 1?
Just 1.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
And yeah, it went really well. You know, did the turns and everything, and I didn't.
We know we don't turn
I didn't
like
turn
that,
like
right?
that, but okay. I did. Again, it wasn't that great.
We spent all that time in the tunnel, son. You better not
turn like this.
that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it went really fun. I was still pretty unstable a little bit. Yeah, like I was still there, but
right. Of course.
Yeah.
Did you pull? How's finding it?
Yeah, no, I haven't not found it since my second tandem jump.
Okay.
I wasn't able to get it.
So, Satori Factory, look for helicopter jumps over Arizona. It's the greatest video.
Yeah,
so level 3, they let you go.
You let me go.
Yeah. How was that?
It was awesome. I actually felt really locked in when I did that.
Good.
And I was like really solid and stable. I kind of leaned forward a little bit when I went to pull. But it went super awesome.
Yeah, that's just natural.
Yeah. And I was kind of dialing in the parachute landings. First landing, I was like way short, on the bar, past the barbed wire fence. This second landing, I actually landed long because, I was like, well, I'm going to compensate. Right. The third one, I got right in the middle. So
nice.
Hopefully it'll
be there from, dude, you got it.
Yeah.
So, luckily with the paramotor, I can shoot a landing 10 fucking times.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, it's not working. Exactly. Skydiving, you're like, this is all I got.
That's it, man.
Right on. And then we went to the tunnel. How was that experience?
Dude, it was awesome, man. It was really, really fun. Like, I was just moving on the floor, kind of getting the hang of it. But as soon as I could...
Hold on, let's go back.
Yeah.
You walk in, check in downstairs. There's video. Have you ever seen the tunnel before this?
I'd seen like a couple videos before,
right?
Yeah.
So you walk upstairs, you see the glass beast.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
That's the shit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How'd you feel? Like, did you feel like I got this, or you like, oh fuck?
I mean, I was kind of a little nervous, you know,
Of
because
course.
like, you know, I figured in skydiving, you know, I didn't know how much I was moving back and forth, right? I had no reference point.
We found out, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but you know, then you explained it to me, and like, you know, just got the helmet on and tried it out, and when I like fell over into the wind, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, you got this shit. You're at home again.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice?
It was awesome, man. Getting the turns down, and those knee turns were really fun.
Knee turns are fun, huh?
Yeah,
you gotta
for
be
sure.
smooth, son. You whipping, dog.
Oh, for sure.
Up and down, it's magic, right?
Yeah. As soon as I was able to like go up and down and kind of control my back and forth and side to side, that's where I was like, oh man, that was a lot of fun.
Man,
I can't wait to try the side slide some more, man.
it's on.
Yeah.
We flew that day, but I don't think that counts against what I told you that you get for the show.
Oh, sweet.
So you still have time.
Sick. Awesome,
Sick,
man. That's gonna be awesome.
Right on. So, TexasParamotorTraining.com.
Yes, sir.
Are you on Instagram?
I am Texas Paramotor.
Okay.
And Facebook as well, Texas Paramotor Training.
All right. How far out are you booked right now?
Right now, we have one spot left for a November course,
Mm-hmm.
and then no one's signed up for December so far. Got a couple people, you know, feeling it out.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody wants to come,
What's the entire course?
the entire course is $2,000.
And that has 25 flights on your gear?
20 flights on our gear.
20 flights on
Yep.
your gear.
Yep. We have gear to
Fuck.
fly anybody from 100 pounds to 280 pounds if they can run.
Right.
And that also includes up to 15 training sessions,
Mm-hmm.
which is 3 to 4 hours of my time.
Dude, patience.
Yeah.
Dude, you're paying this guy not to freak out and slap you in the face. Like, don't fucking do that.
Yep.
Jackie always gets mad at me, but that's all we fucking don't fucking do that. Stop doing that. Just don't do that. Let go. Let go. Let go. They're like, let go of it.
Yep. I've been pretty good so far. Like, you know, I try to keep a cool head, you know, be like as nice and as patient as I can.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I freak the fuck out, man. Like,
Yep. Most of my students are really good at listening, so
Right.
you know, I try to screen them beforehand a little bit, and you know, if like someone's already saying yeah already, it's like,
dude, no way.
all right, check out Austin Paramotor over there, you know.
Shout out Brian West.
No, he's an awesome guy.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
I like that. Fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. Ryan Glowka, TexasParamotorTraining.com.
Yes, sir.
The fucking man. Hey, if you want to fly, if you love to fly, check out Paramotors, man. Check out Tucker Gott. I'm not kidding, man. Quality videos. He
Yeah.
got me into it.
He got me
There's a
into
lot
it.
of hate because he said he didn't like a parachute one time. It's fucking crazy. People don't like Kurt. Why don't they like Kurt? Captain Kurt. Captain Kurt is going to be on the show. I like you, man. I learned so much from Captain fucking Kurt, man.
Yep. I mean, I watched his videos when I was getting into it too, you know? Like, I almost got his training, actually.
The free training.
The free training,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
He trains for free, man. That's what he says. You buy a Fresh Breeze. Get out to Florida.
Yeah, if you pay for it too, and the gear as well, but...
Hey, man, why you trying to start shit? Like, okay.
I hope he emails me. I'd like that. Have a conversation with the captain.
The Captain Kurt. Captain Kurt's fun. Look him up. Flight Junkies. Flight Junkies on YouTube. Fuck yeah, Flight Junkies.
Man.
And who's the other dude? Who's the third dude? Is Tucker Gott, Captain Kurt, Mo somebody?
What do you mean the other dude? There's a bunch of guys who are out
Well,
there making
okay,
really
it's-
good videos.
Okay, but there's the meme is the Three Stooges. It's Tucker Gott, Captain Kurt, and some other dude.
I don't like to associate Gott with the other two
Yeah, I know,
personally,
but I'm like, hey.
you know,
Who's that dude? I don't know who he is.
Del Shanze.
Del,
And
Del,
he's,
D-E-L-L,
he's like
Del.
the
Shanze.
main guy who, you know, says if you don't fly my gear, you're gonna die.
Oh, Shanze's worse than
yeah.
Kurt?
Oh, worse. You know, Kurt at least says that you're not gonna die if you fly the other gear, maybe.
Right. And
Del's
right.
like, no, you're gonna
done.
die. Like, that's a death trap. He's been
Oh.
accused. He actually shut down the entire Oregon coast as a flying spot because he was just a douchebag flying all over the coast. He's been arrested and made a whole FAA case for kicking an owl and videoing it and posting it.
What
while
a
he
dickhead.
Yeah,
Really?
he kicked an owl and was like, "Who's the predator now?" It's like, and then posted online.
Okay. Hey, listen. These are the egos we're dealing with. These motherfuckers will kick an owl in the face and try to post it online and then justify it. That's the paramotor community. The skydive community is nothing like that. PD has never said, hey, if you fly a fucking NZ Aerosports, you're gonna die. This is the best gear ever, and everybody like.
I try to stay away from that as much as possible.
It's so
if it's not from those two guys, then anything else is good. Like fly whatever you fly, just as long as it gets you up there safely, I'm happy with it, man. As long as you're happy with it.
I think that the lack of risk allows for giant egos. Because in skydiving, man, you could fucking die right now. So, guys, you're not that rude to people. You're more, with this shit, you just got a bunch of money. You can do what the fuck you want, buy some new gear. So, fuck you and your gear. I pay you. Those guys are fucking nuts. But we love you, Ryan Glowka.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Hey, flying's fucking fun. Fuck the paramotor community. Flying's fun.
They're all great guys in person.
In person, they're great.
Yeah. On the internet, they're all assholes, right?
It's crazy.
But as soon as you meet them in person, they're like, yeah, check this spot out. I know this. You break apart if you're out of state.
Right.
Hit up the local school. They'll do anything they can to help you most of the time,
What advice do you have for a new paramotor pilot?
For a new paramotor pilot, like someone who's looking for training?
Trying to get into the sport.
Trying to get in the sport?
Go to Texas Paramotor.
Go to TexasParamotorTraining.com. Yep. Give us a call. Talk to me. Like I'm not for everybody, right?
Right.
If you feel that we'll click on the phone, come out to the field, check us out.
This is genuine shit, guys, because he's not trying to juice you.
No, like
and look, he's telling you if I don't like you, I'm not going to train you.
Exactly, and it should be the exact same way for your point of view, right? Like, not everyone is the best instructor for others. I'm super young. Some guys don't like taking advice from young guys,
Right.
Like there's, 3 or 4 other schools in the area, and they're all really great guys, Some have beef with the others. I like them all. They're all really great guys.
Very cool.
It
So
just depends
training.
on price, and some guys they only sell the expensive units, right?
What's a great price for a beginner unit? What should if I'm watching the show and I want to get into it, $5,000 can get me into something decent. I know 8 to 10 is like, but if I got 4, can I fucking do something?
You're gonna
Tucker had one for $2,500.
Yeah, but you're gonna be facing that. What's the cost of waiting for a great day and having your gear be shitty, right?
Yeah. 100%.
You can get a really great setup for $8,000. But if it's got a bunch of hours, don't mess with it, man.
And how do you know the hours?
You don't really.
So just news.
Because anybody, look, if I could get a freaking hour meter and install it on your motor, run it for 5 hours, and say it's got 5 hours.
Right.
So like, you never really know. These are 2-stroke engines, right? They're not gonna last forever anyway. A new replacement, a replacement engine is $2,500, right? You have 4 bolts and you put it back on the frame. So, you can do that, but like, if you get new gear, you'll be a lot happier.
Okay.
8 to 10 grand, you can get used for.
You're not singing the Ghetto Bird song, right?
I know, man. I wish I could be, but like, I was the Ghetto Bird flying and landing in those fields down there because my freaking motor was out. I lost 2 propellers, man. Like the first motor that I ever flew, the propeller flew off along with the assembly that needed to connect it to the motor.
Holy fuck. The whole rod.
The whole thing, man, flew off into a field. I couldn't find it. And so once I landed safely, right, because I'm still flying a parachute.
It's a parachute.
I went looking for it. I contacted the motor manufacturer. They went out of business years before I bought the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, well, crap. I've got a mechanical engineer dad. And he helped me design this freaking spline to
of course he did.
put onto the propeller and put on there. And we got it manufactured out of aluminum, and then we got it. It just didn't quite fit right. So we did like 3 different versions, and then I went right back to the first one that didn't quite fit right, and just JB welded that shit and stuck it on there.
And it worked.
Yanked it on down. It worked for the next 50 hours that I flew it.
Yes, you are ghetto.
Good
for you.
But I can say if there's any option, don't go that route. Right. We have financing available, right?
All right. Really?
Yeah, we have 2 financing options. from third parties. So
This
if
is a
you
young dude trying to get your loot, son. Texas Paramotor Training.com, man. Hey, thank you, Ryan Glowka.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, man. This has been super fun.
Shit, man. Hey, if you like the show, please share it on your social media. Thank you for helping me grow the podcast. You can support your local free flyer by going to patreon.com/WazzyCircus Radio. There's a lot more we could do with the show. Help me out. And remember, slow down before you pull, keep your head on a swivel, and hook that shit, baby. WazzyCircus Radio. Thanks, guys. We did it, dog.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That was fun, man.
That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah,
I like
man.
paramotor people.
One day, man, I think I could cry. And when you fell on your back, lay flat, backtrack, look back, and track away.